Gray is here.
I am.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
And so are you. Isn't it wonderful? Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Big day today. Joe Biden, the sitting president of the United States of America.
Gonna leave?
Turns 83.
Oh.
Wow. Happy birthday.
83 years old. Wow.
Oh,
83
that means
years old.
I keep forgetting I'm president.
Birthdays too, right?
Wait, it's not just his birthday?
No,
Other
it's
people
not.
have birthdays?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought it was just him.
I did think it was just me for a while, but then I found out other people share that birthday, and it has to be him.
Do you remember
nightmare.
the moment when you discovered that Joe Biden...
I think it was was it last year or the
Is
year
that when you
before?
It was
discovered-
close. It was recent. Yeah.
It's been pretty recent.
Yeah.
Did your heart sink?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Oh, like, what?
You could change it.
I need to change it.
change it.
I need to change it.
My sister-in-law changed her birthday.
What?
What?
Yeah, because she was born on 9/11.
Really?
And she says, "No, I don't celebrate it on my birthday." anymore."
So when she go on the 12th or
Yeah.
the 10th? 12th. Okay.
She may have stopped celebrating them actually, but
Join the club.
Well, because at a certain point, you realize you're just incredibly old now.
You had enough
It's
birthdays?
Yeah. And sometimes
sure
that age thing just hits me where I live.
Yep.
The other day, I was checking out my YouTube feed, and Air Supply's Lost in Love showed up. There were some performance.
it's only 50 years old.
Looked like it was in a bar or a dinner theater somewhere. But two things really shocked me. One, they still sounded pretty good.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, they sounded like Air Supply. But the other thing was, oh my gosh, they look old.
Were the
they look old.
microphones lower because they were in the wheelchairs?
Oh, come on.
It could have been. I mean, should have been.
Yeah.
The whole time I just kept thinking, well, okay, this song came out in, I don't know, late 79 or early 1980. So I thought, okay, I was around 20 at the time. They must be about my age. And they look this freaking ancient.
Wait.
I looked it up, and no, thank goodness. They're like 75 and 76, I think.
Yeah.
So they got a decade and a half on me.
Well, happy birthday. Then.
Almost a half, but yes, thank you.
You going to do anything special today? Hang out with us, obviously, for a couple hours.
Obviously, that's what I'm going to do.
That's probably the highlight of your day,
Yeah,
right?
Oh, no question.
All
Should
right.
be.
And then tomorrow I'm
question.
taking you to the movies. We're going to watch Bonhoeffer.
Oh, yeah, a little belated birthday there.
You're welcome. That's pretty
Bonhoeffer?
Bonhoeffer.
Oh,
Which,
Nothing says happy birthday.
like Bonhoeffer.
like a tale from the Holocaust. Okay.
How else do you
Yeah.
celebrate?
I can't think of another way.
You're welcome.
I can't think of that's the quintessential way, really.
Absolutely.
And, there are some issues that we need to tackle despite the fact that it's, famous people's birthday
A
today.
celebration, day of celebration.
Yeah.
Famous people's birthday. I love that.
But if we learned anything from this election, it's how important it is for us to fight, as Donald Trump put it. We also learned how desperately the left wants to fight to take away babies' lives. I mean, it's the most important thing in their life, it seems. Just absolutely bizarre. And that's why there's preborn clinics, and they're positioned in the highest abortion areas all across the country. But like 85% of them are in minority areas because it was the goal of Planned Parenthood to wipe out minorities. I mean, we never hear about that from the left.
No, we do not.
They couldn't care less about that.
Nope.
Man, they try to make any association possible to link Trump to Hitler and Mussolini and every despicable character in history. But man, they don't care. They don't care about who they're linked to.
No. Well, it's a death cult.
It is. Yeah. We talked about this yesterday with Glenn. It's a death cult. And that's why there's Preborn. Preborn needs your donation of $28 or whatever you could afford. Maybe you can afford $1. That'd be great. $28 buys one ultrasound. $140 would buy 5 ultrasounds. Maybe you can do thousands and help them buy one of those ultrasound machines. Whatever you can do would be so greatly appreciated. And right now there's a match going on. So whatever you donate, it's matched. It doubles your donation. So this is a great time to give. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby, pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Gray Unleashed is back.
So the administration picks from President Trump just continue. And I think some of these are just to troll the left.
It's working.
I mean, it is working like a charm.
They don't know which ones to react to. There's so many.
It's so great. And that's why Fetterman said, hey, look, pace yourself. This is a long process. Okay, you're going to run out of steam by December. And there's a lot more to oppose. But the nominees from yesterday are Dr. Mehmet Oz.
Oh, that's a throwback to the Fetterman race.
To oversee Medicare and Medicaid. He'd serve under RFK Jr., of course. Also, well, let's get to Howard Lutnick for Secretary of Commerce.
Yeah, he's the guy who we had the clip just a couple weeks ago explaining the Trump tariffs on CNBC.
Oh, yeah. That was really good.
And I think he's also the one that defended RFK on CNN. So he's been out there, yeah.
Yeah. And then Linda McMahon, the wife of Vince McMahon.
I love that.
She has been the CEO of WWE.
Right.
I don't think she is anymore. But he nominated her for Secretary of Education.
Yeah, I was just looking her up. She served on the Connecticut Board of Education like 15 years ago.
Okay.
And before she ran for Senate and lost.
So she's got some
She lost to Chris Murphy.
experience.
Yeah, like she was on there for, I don't know, not long. But there you go.
There you go.
She's got the experience, dang it.
Linda McMahon.
That's awesome.
Jeez. I don't know.
So
It's
are
pretty
we
amazing.
putting her in charge to get rid of it?
That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's what people are saying.
That's what
Why
I was
are you-
wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you're going to eliminate the department, why are you putting a department head in there?
Yeah.
It is interesting. Yeah, I had that same thought.
That's why you give it to her. WWE. Here you go. Take care of the education center.
Okay.
But what was Congress up to yesterday? They were deciding if a man could use the women's bathroom and locker rooms at the U.S. Capitol.
Mr. Speaker, is freshman-elect Sarah McBride a man or a woman?
Sarah McBride.
Look, I'm not going to get
Incoming?
into this. We welcome
for you,
all
Mike.
new members
Good.
with open arms who are duly elected representatives of the people. I believe it's a command that we treat all persons with dignity and respect, and we will. And I'm not going to engage in silly debates about this.
Good.
There's a concern about the uses of restroom facilities and locker rooms and all that. This is an issue that Congress has never had to address before.
Yeah, 'cause
we're
we're
going to do that
a
in
sick
deliberate
society.
fashion with member consensus on it, and we will accommodate the needs of every single person. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yes, sir.
Do you plan on bringing Nancy Mace's transgender bill and putting that into the rules package?
I'm not going to address the plans on any of that. I just told you what I'm going to say about the issue. I'm not going to engage in this. We don't look down upon anyone. We treat everybody with dignity and respect. That's a principle that I pursued my whole life, and we will take care of this, issue of first impression for Congress, as we will any other thing. We'll provide appropriate accommodation for every member of Congress.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
I'm not gonna play your game. All right. You want to get into some back and forth about whether they, them, he, him, she, her. I'm not going to do it. That's great. It's great. Let's not worry about our pronouns. His pronouns, her pronouns,
So
their pronouns.
is this congressperson fully transitioned? Or just
To my understanding,
With the
it's
noodle
just-
cut off? I don't know.
I don't think so because I try so hard.
They
to
just
find that
identify?
answer. Yes.
They never
provide
that.
Thank
No.
you.
They,
They
want
don't.
you
So that means
to be
that's-
the uncomfortable one
that
trying to
means-
figure
That means
everything.
that it hasn't, or they would have provided
Right.
it.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you liked that answer. I personally didn't, and I don't think that
Yeah, I
many
do.
on the right did because he had something else to say later, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, here's the addendum.
Hello, everybody. I just want to make a statement for all of you here and be very clear. I was asked a question this morning at the leadership gaggle, and I rejected the premise because the answer is so obvious. For anybody who doesn't know my well-established record on this issue, let me be unequivocally clear. A man is a man, and a woman is a woman. And a man cannot become a woman. That said, I also believe, that's what Scripture teaches, what I just said, but I also believe that we treat everybody with dignity. And so we can do and believe all those things at the same time. And I wanted to make that clear for everybody because there's lots of questions. But that's where I stand. I've stood there my whole life, and those are facts.
Okay.
Why is that a problem?
I'm glad we could get that established.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't have a problem with that either.
Yeah.
Except, they're going to have to decide.
His instinct is, from my perspective, is to be the old Republican. Let's just go along to get along. I'm not going to take a real strong stand on anything.
Well, he just did. He just said a man's a man, a woman's a woman. You can't change.
Right, hours later,
It's fine
as
by me.
opposed to his first response.
I mean, they're going to
Kid
offer.
brother found his balls later in the day. Basically,
They're going to offer. They're going to offer the congressperson to have a separate bathroom.
Is that a fact? Do we know that for sure?
No, we don't.
No,
but I'm sure that's what's going to happen. That's what he said. We'll offer accommodations.
So we're gonna completely remodel the U.S. Capitol for the first time ever.
If I'm a congressman, why do I not have a restroom in my office? What's going on with that?
That is true. Also, they should just have.
Make me
bathrooms
walk
in
down the
office.
hall?
Yeah.
I think not.
All the offices should be en suite, right? They should have the. They should have the bathroom,
Yes.
the
Walk me
shower.
down to
Yes.
it.
I'm inclined to agree with you, and then I got to thinking. Wait, 435 bathrooms?
Yes.
Whatever. Holy crap.
Holy crap is right.
Yeah, Nancy Mace was not happy yesterday at all.
Okay.
So if that being a feminist makes me an extremist, I'm totally here for it.
Is this effort in response to Congresswoman McBride's coming to Congress?
Yes, and absolutely, and then some. I'm not going to stand for a man. If someone with a penis is in the women's locker room, that's not okay. And I'm a victim of abuse myself. I'm a rape survivor. I have PTSD from the abuse I've suffered at the hands of a man. And I know how vulnerable women and girls are in private spaces. So I'm absolutely 100% going to stand in the way of any man who wants to be in a women's restroom, in our locker rooms, in our changing rooms. I will be there fighting you every step of the way.
Yeah, well, that's good as well.
Absolutely.
Good, because...
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
We all actually know that.
Tip.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, there was the incredible comeback.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on Arnold's
Thanks
line.
for the tip. I mean, yeah, you don't want to mess that up.
No, sorry, I apologize.
But she's right. They shouldn't have. I mean, that kind of answers the question that you were asking before, right? If she's fully transitioned, and apparently the answer is no.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, she wouldn't have the man unit.
Correct.
In the women's bathroom.
Correct.
So, but she identifies that as that, so that makes her that.
It makes her that.
Yeah.
In today's world, that makes her that. Makes you whatever you feel like.
Sure does.
Yeah.
If you identify as a bird, I guess you can fly. And so we shouldn't argue with you at all. Just start flapping your arms. Let's see you do it.
Good. I mean, there are flightless birds.
Well, that's true.
There you are. Yep.
It's true. Chickens, for instance.
I think chickens can fly.
Oh, they can fly.
Do they fly?
Yes.
How far? They don't actually fly.
Well, they fly over the fence and
Yeah.
they get to my door, so I count that flying.
We've got
I gotta
ostriches
clip their
and
wings
emus.
every
That's just
4
more
months.
like a big jump.
It really kind of is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's control.
It's
landing.
a really good jump.
It is a really good jump. Yes.
So I don't know. I mean, Nancy Mace was talking to anybody that would put a microphone in front of her yesterday.
Yeah, and there was more.
Yeah.
Here's what she said.
The question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from using...
100% yes.
my question to you is...
And it doesn't go far enough. I'll be filing more bills.
You have said that it was created in response to Congresswoman-elect McBride.
100%. And
Should legislation be created targeted at one biological person?
It doesn't mention anyone in the legislation, but
you've said it was aimed at her.
No, I have said it's a result of this. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no. I'm not going to stand for it. And the Speaker said it would be in the House rules package. If it's not, I'll be ready with a motion, a privileged motion to force a vote on this. This is not okay. I'm a survivor of rape. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse. And I'm not going to allow any man in any female private spaces.
Now, Speaker.
End of story. And by the way, I'm getting death threats from men pretending to be women. Why is it that these crazy people, the insanity, the radical left, are willing to kill women over a man's right to be in a women's restroom?
Speaker Johnson has said he wants to treat every new member with the words dignity and respect. Forcing this congressperson to go into a male restroom, is that dignity and respect?
Forcing women to share private spaces with men is not dignity dignity and not respect. And I'm absolutely going to stand in the way of anyone who thinks it's okay for a man to be in our locker room, in our changing rooms, in our dressing rooms, in women's bathrooms. And in fact, if you agree with that, you're crazy. Because that's not okay. It's not okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so now that you've seen both the way it was responded to, that guy, right? And how are we having this discussion? This is the United States of America, and our Congress is talking about this while we've got the threat of nuclear war breaking out. We are we are not a serious country. But why not Nancy Mace for Speaker? Let's go, come on, because that should have been the damn response right at the get-go from Mike Johnson, as far as I'm concerned.
It was really strong. She was good. She really was. Then we had House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Oh, I'm sure he's great.
Asked about this. What do you suppose? I'll bet he feels just like Nancy.
I bet he does too.
Totally.
If I had to go out there on a limb, I'd say he feels exactly the same way.
Bipartisanship.
Okay,
here we come.
Let's hear
Let's see.
Going back to the trans-related issues, we can talk about this legislation all day. Should there be accommodations made for trans members of Congress, and if so, what should they be?
As Catherine Clark indicated, the notion that
word,
this incoming small House Republican conference majority is beginning to transition to the new Congress by bullying a member of Congress.
Stop it.
This is what we're doing?
Pause it for a second. You're not bullying when you're asking her to go to the proper bathroom. That's just common sense and protective of women, by the way. Why should these women be subjected to this every day, all day?
Dignity and respect, right? For everyone.
Except women.
For everyone.
Except women.
I noticed you're not commenting on how wrong you were.
About how,
Jeffries.
well, you're right. You're right.
Oh,
That's true. What a shocker that he said the exact opposite of Nancy Mace. Wow, I stand corrected. That was a surprise to me. All right, is he done or is there more? All right,
by bullying a member of Congress.
Oh, shut up, Hakeem.
This is what we're doing?
Yeah, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is the lesson that you've drawn?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the lesson we've drawn?
Yep, sure is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What lesson did you draw from the election, doofus?
Yeah, why don't you pull in your incoming congressman aside and say, look, you're using the dude's bathroom, okay? I'm not having this battle for you.
Right?
The
Freshmen?
Also,
Come on.
pull everybody aside and say, look, we got our ass kicked. Okay, we're going to have to put up with this. Okay? The American people are obviously tired of it. Yeah. So let's not fight this battle.
He's called, what do you call it, a small incoming majority?
Incoming majority,
Okay.
Whatever, we'll see. We'll see how this works. But, you know, we're a world teetering on the brink of annihilation. So was Dietrich Bonhoeffer back in the day. And he got swept into the epicenter of a deadly plot to assassinate Hitler. All of this is going to be shown in Angel Studios' upcoming movie, Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin. Hits theaters November 22nd, day after tomorrow. It's a gripping tale of courage, faith, sacrifice. And it explores the life of one of history's most fascinating figures, with his faith and fate hanging in the balance. He faced the ultimate dilemma. Okay, should he uphold his unwavering moral convictions or risk everything to save millions of Jews from genocide? It's no ordinary biopic. It's an edge-of-your-seat thriller capturing the perilous choices and extraordinary bravery of a man determined to fight evil at its core. Will Bonhoeffer's shift from preaching peace to plotting murder alter the course of history, or will it cost him everything? You probably know the answer to that, but it'll be amazing to watch it unfold. And experience this powerful story and the conviction of humanity in the face of unimaginable darkness. Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin is a movie you don't want to miss. Check it out day after tomorrow everywhere.
Pat Gray returns.
Meanwhile, over at the Coven on The View, they're still seething a couple of weeks now after Trump's big win. This is Joy Behar, what she had to say yesterday.
And by the way, this idea that Trump won with some kind of mandate is not true.
Yeah,
I mean, we have information there. He beat Kamala Harris by 1.6%. Joe Biden beat Trump by 4.5%, and nobody said it was a mandate.
Okay.
Oh no! What they said was
it was stolen.
Do you remember back when
not a mandate
when Hillary won by 3 million votes? Oh, that was a crushing defeat for Trump, and yet he's president. Well, Trump just won by 4 million votes. That and a 312 electoral count. Come on, that's a mandate. That's a beating.
You can try to sell that all you want. Joy.
Yeah. But it's still fun to be on this side watching them twist and wheel instead of us. Man. Meanwhile, the guy they say got a mandate can't bother talking to the press.
Oh, my gosh.
At all.
You've got to listen to this screech from this man. Kudos to this chick for trying, but I think, have we checked on her? She may be dead. I mean, hear this.
What did she say?
Okay.
He's a walking cadaver.
Yeah, he is. And this is what, remember we talked about originally when they started this trip. He didn't have any press interviews.
Yeah.
The press were pissed.
Yeah.
And so now...
Right.
What is she saying to him?
Okay, so it didn't sound very clear in my headphones the way it did on my laptop yesterday when I was listening to this. But and I don't know how the audience is hearing it or how it sounds through the board, Chris. But she's like, can you talk to the press? You haven't said anything on this trip.
Oh, wow. She's giving them crap for that.
Mean,
they're pissed.
It was crazy, this chick. I don't know. Have we identified
I'd love to know
her?
who she is.
I could not figure it out.
That's awesome.
But it honestly, it did sound like she was being murdered toward the end of that clip.
Wow.
Yeah, so here's his transcript. Mr. President, happy early birthday. For your birthday, will you talk to us, sir? As a gift to the press, will you please talk to us? Mr. President, please. We haven't heard from you at all. Mr. President!
That's
the official transcript.
And you got to do it fast because he's walking up the short stairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Not the long stairs.
Still takes him about a week and a half to get up the short stairs.
Takes him about a week and a half.
Plus, we want to talk to him about his birthday. I want to talk to him about what the hell are you thinking in Ukraine, sir?
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if this audio was any.
Yeah. Happy early birthday. Yeah, that is understandable now.
That's awesome. It's like she's being stabbed.
That's awesome.
It's like she's being stabbed.
That's awesome. She's all her press buddies are like, "Go, girl."
Yes.
Well,
you let her go.
You take this.
You let her go.
She's got it.
So bad.
Wow.
So we got to find out who that was.
Yeah.
That is
she's
intense.
Really upset about him not speaking to him.
We probably need to, tell her rest in peace.
A wellness check also.
What is so important from this guy? He's on his way out.
Right.
That's a good point too. And they didn't send. I mean, the press that went with them was, I think, cut in half, maybe even cut in a quarter that went with them because nobody cares.
Right. Yeah. Why would you? Why? Although it would be nice to ask him about the long-range missiles.
Long range.
I absolutely want him to comment on that.
And maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he won't say anything to anybody, because he doesn't want to try to defend that. How dare you start this up at the end of your reign of terror?
And do any of those press people have the balls to say that to him?
Yeah, probably not.
I mean,
Peter Ducey would.
Mm-hmm.
But was he there? Is he with them? Probably not.
He's not traveling down there with them.
No.
He's got... No, thank you.
They don't want anybody from Fox anywhere near Air Force One. Jeez. Did you see also the Democrats in the Congress are trying to block the sale of weapons to Israel? They're launching a campaign against Israel, trying to drum up support to block any arms sale from now on to Israel. Led by Bernie Sanders The congressional offensive consists of 3 Senate disapproval resolutions that call for an immediate pause in American arms sales to Israel and accuse the United States of supporting mass war crimes in Gaza. So it's Bernie Sanders, Chris Van Hollen, Jeff Merkley, Peter Welch, and there's other top Democrats too. So if any of these people represent you, you might want to let them know how you feel about this. It's amazing to me. Ukraine?
Thank you. At the same time,
Anybody care about Ukraine and what we're pumping into that sinkhole?
Giving.
Yeah.
Dumping.
Yes.
Billions
Not
upon
selling.
Thank you.
We're not making any money from it. In fact, the opposite is true. Where's the hysteria over what we're doing and continue to do in Ukraine? You know, as I saw this story, I got so incensed about it. I looked up the number, and from the U.S. government, this is from the Council on Foreign Relations, the CFR. They admit to $175 billion. So you know it's probably double that.
A lot more than that.
So they admit to $175 billion.
To $175 billion.
Yeah.
You know, that's more money than we've given in aid to Israel in 50 years. But it's fine in the last 2 years to give them $175 billion.
Well, Joe put a birthday present on the screen for you here if you want to check that out. This was yesterday.
Oh my gosh. They just announced a new $275 million Ukrainian weapons package this week.
What did Blinken say? We are going to drain the Treasury until January 20th, 12 noon.
We're going to give and give and give right up until the inauguration. That is incredible.
You know, the morning of January 20th, there will be a press release about money being sent to Ukraine.
I'm sure there will.
He's got
despicable.
To go.
It's despicable.
That has to stop.
And did you guys see that the U.S. closed the Kiev embassy because of potential significant air attack?
And they should.
Wow. Well, I mean, of course.
Right?
Of course.
And they should.
Well, at least we're dealing with the important issues at home, like
the bathroom.
Yeah.
The bathrooms.
The bathrooms in the Capitol building. Yeah. Because that's what really matters to all of us.
They're doing the work of the people.
Jeez. They're doing the work of one person in Congress. There's 535 of them, and this one is causing a total remodel.
Nancy Mace won't bend the knee. Just let the person use the bathroom of their choice.
Because of Sarah What's-Her-Face, McBride. Sarah McBride doesn't want to use the men's room, despite the man unit that she has in her pants.
So, I mean, when we went through that whole saga there.
We better remodel the entire thing.
That's what they're going to do.
Will.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I'll bet they do.
So I think it's fair to say that Nancy Mace has more balls than Mike Johnson. I just don't know where Sarah McBride falls on that spectrum.
Well, here's what Nancy Mace did to her office yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Biological women. Nancy Mace.
That's pretty bold of her,
and
though.
And then here's MTG also doing something else.
Two genders. There you go. Nice. So wait a minute. Rewind that a little bit,
genders.
Joe. So her office is right across the hall from whoever's got the trans flag sported out front.
So they go back and forth, attacking each other.
I didn't know this. It's like neighbors that hate each other.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
they
awesome.
go back and forth, and they try to outdo each other. It's pretty funny.
That is funny. Who is
That's nothing new.
That's not nothing new. It's for MTG. It's nothing new. For Mace, it is.
Who is the neighbor across the hall from MTG? Do we know?
Oh, I don't know.
It says right there on the sign, right? On the door.
It says on the door,
I don't know. I'll Google. We'll find out. Hang on a second. Cross.
That's just good, clean fun.
That is.
Yes.
In the halls of Congress.
Yes.
That's good, clean fun.
Yeah.
Like
they
high
better
school.
have cameras rolling when they start fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Always recording.
Yes.
888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Much more. Oh, and we've got a Chewing the Fat segment with Jeffy coming up next.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
got some tweets here for you. Caffeinated Texan tweets, chickens don't fly. They fall with style.
Oh, that's Buzz Lightyear.
That's right.
Ooh,
That's
I like
Buzz
that.
Lightyear.
Oh, that is true. Buzz Lightyear, yes.
Don't be stealing Buzz Lightyears.
Carl Smith tweets, Congress will treat all persons with respect, except women who don't want dudes in their restroom. That's exactly right.
Yes.
That's where we are right now. For some reason, the women don't matter. Your sensibility, you need to shut up. You need to be quiet and just take it. And fortunately, Nancy Mace isn't just sitting back and taking
Isn't that interesting? They are telling women they need to act like women of generations ago. Go back and know your place.
Yeah.
Yes. Sure is ironic, isn't it?
It sure is.
Wow.
Eyebrows McGee, where's our dignity and respect? Exactly. Why is it okay for men with women face to threaten and bully women, but we aren't allowed to defend ourselves? No more.
Yep.
I mean, it's so true. And thank heaven Trump is in office now, because hopefully we fight back against this and push this garbage back where it belongs, in the dumpster. Randall tweets, mentally ill people are disqualified from being elected. Except
have you seen the Democratic caucus?
That's not true. There's a bunch of them in there.
No kidding.
XS Crazy Mom, stop calling the incoming congressman from Delaware she. He's mentally ill and a biological man.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Congressman McBride.
The hate. Yeah. Sheer unadulterated.
I just still can't get over that. What a dump that Congress building is. Man, why they all don't have their separate restrooms?
Right.
And I'm kind of serious about that.
There's no way you're going to build 535 bathrooms in all these offices.
Seriously, why not?
It's too expensive, for one thing. There's no room for another.
Okay, our
you see the Capitol building there? It's like a little shack, crammed into that thing.
If they're the people's servants, then you're right. It should just be one long trough. You get one room. Here's the dude's room, and then here's the chick's room. We'll put stalls in for the chicks, but the dude's just one long trough. Sarah.
I disagree with that 100%.
All right, let's chew the fat with Jeffy.
His tongue to the bone to keep us entertained. This Pat's bitch, he's not unleashed or unchained. Brilliant lines like, do ya, did ya, or was it? It's no surprise he gets a segment to share his wit. Luckily, he survived the Isle of Spices combat, so Jeffy can be here now to chew the fat.
That's got to be the best one, right?
That's good stuff.
That's good.
It's up there.
That's
What do you
it
mean?
is up there. I mean, I appreciate the work. The 58th Annual CMA Awards tonight, hosted by Luke Bryan, Peyton Manning, and Lainey Wilson. Yay! 8 p.m. Eastern, ABC from Nashville. Stars will be out. Performances by Post Malone and Chris Stapleton. They're going to open the show. Of course, the new Artist of the Year winner last year, Jelly Roll, will be there. Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award given to George Strait. I love the award, though, the 15 and 16-pound trophy. High-value adornment made of hand-blown fine crystal in Florence, Italy. Final assembly by Francis and Lusky in Nashville, Tennessee. It's the CMA logo appears on the tri-level die-struck medallion in polished bronze, surrounded by musical notes for the traditional hymn, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And after the CMA award winners have revealed live on annual broadcast, they get their name engraved and the CMA category that they won on the trophy. So
I see how they're stealing SpaceX's logo as a trophy. So that's the
CMA's
that's
been around
SpaceX
for,
right there.
Quite some time.
That trophy is
so for
SpaceX.
anybody's doing any stealing, we talked to Elon. Congratulations again. Shaboozie's, a bar song Tipsy, holds the number one slot for the 18th total week atop the Billboard's Top Hot 100. And he's supposed to perform tonight at the CMAs. As well as I mentioned last week, remember, this is the longest leading number one ever by an artist with no accompanying credit acts, surpassing the 16-week command of Morgan Wallen's last night in 2023. But now only Little Nas X, Old Town Road, with Billy Ray Cyrus had 19 weeks, so he's got a couple more weeks to go. And this performance at the CMAs might push him over the top.
Wow, yeah.
A couple more weeks.
Definitely.
The timing might be just about right. Perfect. More music news. Beyonce, not nominated for a CMA, by the way, even though she had the country album Cowboy Carter, which is, I mean, it was supposed to be one of the biggest music industry albums of the year, not nominated for a CMA. Oh, well. She's been tapped to perform at the halftime of the Baltimore Ravens-Houston Texans Christmas Day matchup on Netflix, which is Netflix's first ever NFL Christmas game day. You have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1 p.m., and then the Ravens and the Houston Texans at 4:30 Eastern Time. Netflix Christmas Day games will also broadcast on regular TV in the competing team cities and be available on U.S. mobile devices with NFL Plus. So, I mean, there's that. Hope there's no streaming issues on Christmas Day. Could be a little bit of an issue. Please subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcasts. Rate and review where possible. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Bond. James Bond. If you've thought to yourself, you know, I would make a great James Bond. Well, the producers have listed the requirements. Male, in your 30s, open to a person of color. Duh. Expectation to film up to a decade of films. So that's a good gig. Good luck. Good luck. That'd be a good gig to be James Bond. Then we have...
They do want a male, though, right? Because do you remember a few years ago?
That's exactly right.
Little bit of controversy about them.
It wasn't just a person of color. It was, we're going to go to a female. Yeah.
So, yep. Maybe they got over that, huh?
Yeah, Hollywood's maybe giving up on that.
I know a freshman congressman from Delaware that might be perfect for the role then.
Oh, right.
She's busy right now. Who congressperson?
Is he? He hasn't been sworn in yet.
Yes, she is.
All right.
Then we have John Stamos. John put on a bald cap for his friend Dave Collier, who's battling cancer. Now, I'm sorry that Dave is battling cancer, and he's talked about it. He announced his stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma on the Today Show a week ago, and talked about his struggles with it. But the bravery of John Stamos to put on a bald cap.
Yeah, why didn't he shave his head?
Thank you.
Right.
Give me a break. Now, I'm with you, but I have not shaven my head.
Right.
Okay,
and he's got great hair. You don't want to mess with that.
Now, of course, maybe
that is true.
Maybe, and I know, of course, Dave stuck up for his friend. He knows how to make me laugh. Got it. I will say, good, we got it. Maybe if the whole crew from Full House showed up with bald caps, that would have been funny. I guess, but just the whole so brave.
So brave.
So brave. Yeah, you're really brave. And
put on a bald cap.
He looks like a clone, I'll say that.
What?
I mean, it's just, what's solidarity? What's solidarity?
Somebody said something like, nothing says solidarity like a bald cap and some Photoshop skills.
Right, right. I mean, I get it, and it's just stop it. If you're going to be...
But you said Dave... said he's
he's fine. He knows how to make
nice,
me laugh.
And it's funny,
and that's what
but
Dave
it's not courageous.
I mean, Dave's got to say that, though, right? I mean, he's what he's
he has
say.
to.
Yeah, I mean, that's his working friend. I guess they're friends in real life, or to believe that. But now that he's battling cancer, a week later, John shows up with his bald cap. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I'll go do my chemo now and think of you in the bald cap. I know.
That's sad.
I know.
So what should he have done?
I don't know.
Right? I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe just show up for his friend.
Yeah, maybe just...
If you're going to post it on social media.
Right. He didn't have to make this public.
That's correct.
He could have done that as a joke.
Yeah. That's correct.
And
it could have been between friends.
Yep.
But we can't do that in today's world. We got to post it on social media. So if we're going to post it on social media, how about you do something that actually shows solidarity?
Maybe show it with a big check for the Society of
there you go.
National Cancer Institute.
Oh, no.
No, okay.
No,
all right.
no. We're not giving away cash.
Sorry, got it.
Now you're just getting silly.
Yeah,
Silly.
no. Today's Chewing the Fat. Today's Wednesday, Chewing the Fat. Brought to you by Kexi Cookies. Simply the best cookies on the planet. Get your Christmas box pre-order in. The Christmas theme box has the nostalgic design.
And don't forget our
Santa
Black Friday sale.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Will be the biggest of the year. And it goes from the 29th, so a week from Friday, through December 2nd. And then we're going to be doing 1 or 2 lightning deals on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So in addition to the low price, then there are going to be lower prices that we feature throughout
Does this happen
the
on the same website?
Yeah.
Kexi.com?
Same website.
Wow.
KEKSI.com.
Are there alerts that I can set up for?
Yes, there are. Yes. Go there and do it.
Are you guys going to limit one box per household? Because I hate when companies do that.
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Talk about like 20 of them.
There's limited quantities of the Santa box, though.
Yeah, right. You got to do it quickly because those go really fast.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
Once they're gone, they're not still here. So, I hate that expression. And once they're gone, they're gone. Well, yeah.
That's how it works.
As opposed to once they're gone, we've got plenty left.
Found a box in the back.
All right.
Really, really funny. Okay, where should we go after this? Let's talk about, let's do fat cells remember obesity. A new study telling us what many of us
Is that why it's
already
so
knew.
stinking difficult?
Already knew. Yeah, we already knew that. That's right.
Man.
Fat tissue cells keep a memory of obesity after dying with long-lasting changes to gene function. I know. The study posted on nature.com may help explain why many people struggle to sustain long-term weight loss. I know. Researchers analyzing fat tissue cells in humans and mice found epigenetic changes to RNA of those with a history of obesity compared to with control groups. So genes involved in metabolism for those individuals were turned off, and their fat cells also took in nutrients at a faster rate. So after low-calorie diets, those with history of obesity regained weight faster than their retrospective control groups. I know. And so the study suggests the correlation, but not necessarily the causal tie between the pace of weight regain and epigenetic markers for those with the history of obesity. So, I mean, that obviously we all knew that, right? I mean, anyone who's...
We might not have known the technical jargon for it, but we knew how hard it was to keep the weight off. We do know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We absolutely knew that. 100%. Okay, coming to a city near you soon, a new rideshare service with drivers who are armed with guns is expanding into the Lone Star State. Black Wolf is expanding into Dallas, Austin, and Houston by the end of this year. In the beginning of 2025, they're looking to hire 50 new drivers. So if you need a new gig, you can apply here. King Brown launched Black Wolf in May of last year in Atlanta, Georgia. And now he has the ride share in Daytona Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, West Palm Beach, Nashville, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona. He claims to have more than 300,000 users. And so like Uber and Lyft, he takes users to and from their destinations of choice, except with an armed driver if the passengers wish. I mean, you can ask for a ride too without an armed driver, but I mean, that's just a taxi then. So Black Wolf Premium offers transportation in premium sedans and SUVs with high-end finishes for a refined journey. So if you, they're looking to hire, they hire drivers with at least 4 years of military, law enforcement, or security experience. Armed drivers must meet additional qualifications, such as an active security license in the state where they operate. I mean, I like the idea of having armed security to and fro. I'm sure it isn't cheap to have them drop you off and have armed security. Might be cheaper just to, I don't know, arm yourself. So the roof at AT&T Stadium has an issue. Oh God! It's the home of the Dallas Cowboys, the house that Jerry built, where we watched the Tyson-Paul fight on Friday night. But it's been closed for a couple of years, and they decided to open it before Monday Night Football a couple of days ago as the Cowboys were taking on the Houston Texans, and 2 giant metal pieces fell off. They opened the roof, and these 2 giant metal pieces fell down. There's footage of it. ESPN showed the footage of the one falling all the way down to the field.
There were people there.
That piece right there. Well, there were people there. It just missed them when it fell down. And the other piece fell and got lodged up in the rafters. So
it's just that is the Cowboys franchise.
It sure is. And they decided that they were NFL security was like, well, we can't play the game if that piece up there in the rafters might fall down.
Right.
So they sent the workers up there, and they locked it into place up in the rafters. And then Jerry decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and close the roof.
Oh, jeez.
Let's close the roof. That's why it was closed Monday night. So, but there was still I don't know. I haven't seen a report on the fixing of it or what it actually was. So I mean, it is pretty. It is the Dallas Cowboys season, though.
I mean, it's not like this thing was built in the 1940s. It's like 15 years old.
Yeah.
15 years ago. Come on. It should be a little more enduring than that.
You'd think so.
Did they get the warranty, though?
I think so.
I don't know.
Jerry might have
skipped
paid
on
that. Yeah.
And I mean, 15 years ago, didn't it cost over $1 billion to build that thing?
Jerry World?
Yeah.
Was it $1 billion? I honestly, I don't remember.
Let's see.
I don't remember because SoFi was over $5 billion.
Oh my gosh!
And the
1.15 for Cowboys.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And Vegas was, I think, a couple billion.
Yeah.
But SoFi was the most expensive so far. We have the college football playoff rankings, the new rankings out this week. It was a terrible weekend for college football for our schools.
Yeah.
Just terrible. BYU now 9-1, 14th in the AP poll and 14th in the college football playoff.
So they fell from 6th to 14th.
In both. And they're 14th in the playoff rankings as well.
It's okay, though. They just got to take care of business from here on. Just got to win. Have to win.
They're still in the, if you go back to the bracket there, they're still in the playoffs. If the playoffs were to happen today, they just don't get that first week bye.
That sucks.
I know.
Yeah, look at that. It'd be Ohio State in Columbus.
Wow.
Good luck.
In that scenario, that's tough.
Yeah, that is tough for anyone.
It's a tough draw. Yeah.
For anyone.
Yeah.
And that's what Indiana has this weekend. That's the big game this weekend.
I can't wait to see what happens there.
Against the one-loss Ohio State.
So what do you think?
So that bracket will change dramatically after this week.
Is Indiana for real?
I don't know. I want them to be, but I don't really dislike any of those, either one of those teams, Ohio State, although it's Ohio State, so I was raised to hate them. But really, I don't. I like Ryan Day, and I like Signetti. It's the Sig 10 all over right now. It's not the Big 10 anymore.
What was Nebraska score with Indiana? Wasn't it like 50 to
that would have been
7 or something?
56 to 7.
Yeah.
We only lost by 4 to Ohio State.
Wow.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. There are some things going on. Biden has just authorized another weapon system for Ukraine to use against Russia. This time, anti-personnel landmines. So I guess we just... our nuke shipments to Ukraine probably start by tomorrow or later today.
No joke.
That's about the only thing we've not provided them with now.
We have to. Why we have to stop that? We have to stop him.
Not a joke.
It won't stop until January 20th.
We have to stop.
He's made that pretty clear.
All right, the Senate, the House, whatever. Somebody has to stop this.
Fighter jets didn't stop with that. Tanks didn't stop there. And, of course, long-range missiles, which were just okayed, and now anti-personnel landmines. All right. Well, good.
Right, then Donald Trump needs
obviously
Donald Trump needs to record
making an effort here to start war with Russia.
Trump needs to not. I know he's not supposed to talk to them, but he needs to post a video posted directly to these world leaders.
Yeah.
That we're sorry about numbnuts, but this is not us.
Yeah. Right. Right.
It can't be allowed to.
at this pace,
it can't be.
At this rate, Donald Trump is going to have his hand on the Bible, and there's going to be rubble all around D.C. behind him. Seriously, 61 days. Can you just cool it for 61 days? Stop trying to destroy this nation.
Go to Delaware, you old doof.
And it's him, and it's all the evil people behind him. This is Soros. It's all those deep state people that are doing this.
And it's picked up. The pace is picked up.
Yeah.
He's making it worse instead of better.
You got to think Putin knows that.
That's what
I mean. Honestly, isn't that sad?
I would hope
isn't that sad?
Yes.
That's where we're at. We have to hope that Putin just is the adult in the room for
because they
61
were saying
days.
they were reporting that they had reports of him retaliating around by Christmas or something, and I thought he's just saying that. Right?
I hope he holds off because I think he understands that Trump's going to have a different policy. He's going to have a different agenda. Yeah. And
it's
so
a new world.
Hopefully this ends on January 20th and he holds off until then. But yeah, peace needs to come to that region. It's just, and Zelensky is saying the right things. Like, okay, we think Trump is going to bring peace quicker. Well, yeah, because this guy certainly wasn't trying for peace at all.
Right.
The whole time.
There's going to be peace or you're just going to be dead because we're cutting you off.
Yeah. And I think he understands that reality. And so, we'll see.
So this is what, the last minute hurrah from him? I thought so too until he fires his missiles yesterday,
that was
right?
stupid. Yeah, it was just stupid.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. We are on the brink of World War III because a guy who is famous for playing a piano with his penis is dropping missiles into a nuclear country.
You're saying that's not an impressive skill, though?
I'm saying
is that what you're saying?
This is on brand for 2024.
Yeah, right.
This is on brand for 2024.
Yeah, it is.
Make it stop.
This is also interesting. When Trump takes office, will charges come against the Afghanistan withdrawal officials? I'm guessing no, but
yeah, it'd be nice.
Maybe he'll surprise me. That would be nice. Check this out.
It's going to be at light speed, Sean.
No,
the
not
moment
this.
the
No,
President Trump.
Not this. Where is Afghanistan? 14.
Cut 14.
The one that refers to Afghanistan.
Officers working on the transition are considering creating a commission to investigate the withdrawal, including gathering information about who was directly involved in the decision-making for the military, how it was carried out, and whether military leaders could be eligible for charges as serious as treason. Matt Flynn, a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Counter-Narcotics and Global Threats, is helping lead the effort, sources say.
Yeah, so this is part of a number of efforts by the Trump transition team that we're learning more and more about since the election. Some of their efforts to go after members of the military. We've heard a lot about how people like Pete Hegseth, who's the nominee to be Secretary of Defense, and other senior people in the national security space around President-elect Donald Trump, have said that they want to look into generals and admirals, senior military leaders who have been involved in diversity efforts at the Pentagon and throughout the military. But this is a different angle to their efforts at the current military leadership in the Pentagon, Melissa. Specifically, they want to examine the 2021 withdrawal from Afghanistan. Now, it's no surprise Republicans have been extremely critical of the way that withdrawal was carried out. And in fact, the fact that there was a withdrawal at all. So it's no surprise that they wouldn't want to look at it. But what we've been learning over the last several days is that they want to potentially target some of the senior military leaders who were directly involved in that withdrawal from Afghanistan. So this includes individuals who are already retired, like retired Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Mark Milley, but also some current generals who were involved in the decision-making process, both on the ground in Afghanistan in the summer of 2021 and making the decisions back in the Pentagon. But as individuals were carrying out the orders of the commander-in-chief, President Joe Biden. So the notion that they would be able to make a treason charge here stick seems a little bit far-fetched at this point. But one of the officials who we spoke with as part of our reporting here said that what they want to do is make an example of these individuals.
Well, I mean,
what does that mean?
They've who knows, because they've the line of following orders from the commander in chief. That's what they were doing. And they're not I guess they can't say anything against the commander in chief while they're still holding a position. But the commander-in-chief certainly said that no one questioned him. Right? He said that they all said it was a great idea and it worked fine.
That's what he said.
Right.
I don't know if I believe that. But also, he's the commander-in-chief. You do follow his orders.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how they make that stick, but I guess we'll see. Or if they even try.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're going to try to do
Well, I mean, it's going to be obviously a very busy day one, moment one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have to deal with Russia and Ukraine. But that clip that we started to play there, that clip 8, Stephen Miller, that's the thing. This Ukraine-Russia thing is going to take away from his domestic agenda. Mm-hmm. Let's hope not. Let's hope, because he's got so many great people that he is nominating and putting in the administration. But that clip that we started to play there, just listen to how Stephen Miller reiterated what he wants to do.
And before we get to Stephen, though, for one moment, with the military leaders, this is maybe, I don't know that they could be, tried for treason and all that, but it does open the window for them to get out.
Or lose benefits or something. I really don't know how that would work. I don't know how this would work.
We're not going to use you anymore.
And it would set a dangerous precedent as far as not following chain of command.
Correct.
So, but it's going to be interesting to see if there's any repercussions for that. But I just love this Stephen Miller clip so much.
It's going to be at light speed, Sean. The moment that President Trump puts his hand on that Bible and takes the oath of office, as he has said, the occupation ends, Liberation Day begins. He will immediately sign executive orders, sealing the border shut, beginning the largest deportation operation in American history.
Wow. All right. So the border better be sealed on January 20th.
What I'd like to see happen, actually, and this, maybe he should not talk about. I won't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
But I'd like to see perhaps, the ceremony that we all see in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
That still obviously can happen, but I would like to believe that it actually happens earlier.
Oh, so not constitutional?
Like 12:01 a.m.
Okay, so I just think as all of these administration officials incoming for Trump should be just watching the live feed and just have their hands on their phones and go and start making the phone calls as soon as he says, "Oh my God."
It feels like that's going to. Feels like that.
I mean, that's why he's doing all these nominations now, right? And getting everything out of the way.
That's what I'm saying. The people around him are so competent and so focused on their specializations that he can focus on getting peace in Ukraine and Russia, while Homan, focuses on the border, and Kennedy does all of his fun stuff with health and so on and so forth, and obviously Dr. Mehmet Oz. I mean, that's a winner right there, huh?
Whoa, what?
That was a good. You got the Medicare. You got to shore that up. And Medicaid. Mehmet Oz this morning. I'm just going through the latest ones.
I
the
feel
FCC
like you don't
guy.
Believe in Mehmet.
He was great. I mean, look at him. He lost to John Fetterman, who we've come to love, by the way. Did you see the FCC guy? The FCC guy who said, "Hey, Saturday Night Live and NBC, they're the ones that I think they owed some equal time here. He's going to be the commissioner." I mean, this guy is so. Brendan Carr, I think is his name.
Yes,
yep.
That's his
I
name.
really like him because he tweets out some really good stuff. That's going to be a sea change there for the FCC.
Yeah, hopefully he'll stay courageous and strong and bold.
I know.
Because sometimes they don't, but I'm hopeful with a lot of these people. But speaking of the war, Russia's positioning mobile bomb shelters now across their country. I wonder why they'd be doing that. Isn't that interesting?
These bomb shelters are designed to protect against radiation and natural disasters, and they're now being mass-produced in Russia, the country's Emergency Ministry Research Institute has said. The announcement, coming as US President Joe Biden's administration agreed to allow Ukraine to fire American long-range missiles deep into Russia, though the Research Institute did not link the production increase to any current crisis.
No.
The Cub-M shelter was set to defend against a variety of threats, including shrapnel, debris and fires. It can even be deployed in Russia's vast northern permafrost, according to the State Institute. A standard unit can hold 54 people, but additional modules can be added. Man. The war in Ukraine is entering what some officials say could be its final, most dangerous phase.
Oh, no.
Moscow's forces are advancing at their fastest pace since the early weeks of the conflict in 2022, while the West is seeking to shore up Ukraine.
Wow.
There we go.
I mean, that's not even the biggest story out of Ukraine. Did you see that the clumsiness just continues in that country?
In Ukraine? Or
yeah,
is this,
in Russia.
In Russia, okay.
In Russia, the clumsiness is just out of control. I've talked about it multiple times. You clumsy Russians need to stay away from high-rise windows. But they don't. They continue to ignore me. And a Russian ballet star just fell out of a 5-story window to his death.
You hate to see it.
I did see that.
Poor guy. One of the world's premier ballet dancers.
Yeah, of course.
Performed around the world. Was a fierce critic. What a coincidence this is. He was a fierce critic of his country's war in Ukraine.
Now, why are you mentioning? Why would you feel compelled to mention that? Though?
Well, it's right there in the
but it's just
in the story.
It's just a clumsy ballet dancer.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a coincidence.
I thought,
dozens of people have fallen out coincidentally out of high-rise windows to their deaths in the last couple of years. But yes, in addition to being clumsy, they were all opposed to the war in Ukraine. What a weird coincidence!
Because I thought I read
it's a weird threat.
I mean, you bring up this opposed to the war thing, but I read that he was getting ready for surgery and had too many painkillers and fell off the balcony.
Oh, is that what you heard? What are you working for Putin? Is that what you're doing? I hear you.
But you've taken painkillers in your lifetime. It does make you somewhat clumsy, doesn't it?
I have not fallen off a balcony.
That's what makes him clumsy.
I have not fallen off a balcony.
Well, do you stay out of high-rise buildings?
Well, that's a fact. He actually does.
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay.
You just don't go near the windows when you're in them, or what is your secret to not falling out?
Can I get you to go upstairs?
That's what I don't do is climb stairs.
Oh, it's the stairs is the issue.
If there's actually elevators or escalators, which I've requisitioned for this building, by the way, that have not come through with it.
Yeah, it's not funny that these people, but there are dozens of people who have. I can't believe they continue to write the stories.
Like
they fell out of the window.
He was getting ready for surgery and was just too high.
Yeah, right. Like we're supposed to. That's why it's his fault. It's his own darn fault.
Right. You know what? He did say a couple things against the war too.
We didn't even know that. The Russian government, Vladimir didn't even. He's never heard of this guy.
He enjoyed watching him dance.
He loved it, but he didn't realize it was him.
If you're gonna critique anything about Putin or the way he runs his country, maybe you never leave the ground floor.
No doubt.
For any reason.
Yeah. Or you get the hell out of Russia.
There's a thought.
It's just not safe. Over and over. I think it's close to 50. Might be over 50 people now.
We're
between the
Hillary
oligarchs,
Clinton list now.
No kidding.
Oligarchs and entertainers and dancers and
politicians.
Yeah.
People like he sent the one guy off to prison. Have a nice day. It's a couple different prisons. Tried to poison him. That failed.
Right.
We sent him to prison. The first prison failed. We sent him to the second prison. That one did
Finally
not.
got the job done. Yeah. Jeez. It's just incredible.
I don't see the total on here, but I will say that it's so bad that years ago, see when this article is dated, almost 2 years ago, Newsweek wrote an article, and the title is "Full list of Russians to fall out of windows since Putin invaded Ukraine." Okay, still
incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Sure is.
All right, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. Anytime in life you have to make this big change, you're going to a new location, you're selling your house, you're buying a new one, you need somebody by your side who really knows what they're doing, and somebody who helps you get through all of the nonsense and make the big decisions that could result in you making a lot of money from your home or saving you a lot of money with the home you buy. Plus, you want the really good advice about what neighborhoods to live in, where there's kids and there's good schools and all of those things. There's so much that goes into it. And that's why we have these realtors in the real estate agents I trust, because they are the ones you can trust. They're fans of the show, and they're successful at what they do, and they've been carefully vetted by Glenn's team. It's also a free service that we provide to you. We get you together with a realtor, and then you ride off in the sunset together. It's realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray will return after this.
Some tweets here from wow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pat. Happy birthday to you. Oh, man,
yes. Thank you.
Wow.
Stu. Are you trying to kill me?
Diabetes on a platter.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stu.
Look, thank you,
From
Stu.
the right, have Jeffy eat that one. That's the one that's poison.
Oh, okay. Okay. Third one from the right.
Good to see him.
Whoa, look at that. Blew him right out.
Oh, no.
And every paper on my desk. How about that? Oh, that looks really good. I'm going to actually eat that.
Oh, no.
I'm going to eat that. I don't care. My glucose will be going up to 500 in about 10 minutes. Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Just the deliciousness doesn't stop.
Wow, thank you.
Oh,
Also
my
from
gosh.
Chick-fil-A.
Good
Wow,
grief.
thank you.
We get some ice cream, too? Or?
Okay. It's not your birthday.
Never enough, is it?
Not your
Never enough.
I just asked a question.
When is your birthday, by the way? I don't even have any idea.
And
Thank
what year?
you.
And while you're at it, so
And what year?
We need the
Yeah,
month,
the month,
day, and the year.
Day, year.
It's in January. January 29th is my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
right. Such an old woman, though. He'll never reveal
What
his
year?
age.
What year?
Don't worry about
Come on. We are worried about what year.
No, why? Why
Because
does it
we're
concern you?
curious. We're curious, and we want to
And
know.
we care.
Not going to happen.
All right.
I
we
need to know
already
how many
anyway.
candles to put.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's important.
Fire hazard.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's very sweet. What are we doing for Joe's birthday today?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh.
we should definitely
Escort him
rip
out
it
off to
Oh.
Delaware.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You know what we should do is just give him early retirement.
Yes,
You know,
come on,
just
get
take
out.
it right now and go
Get
relax.
Out.
Get out!
There's a beach right there. Just go.
Yes. All right. These tweets, Sal tweets, I envy Jeffy's memory power. Oh,
Thank you.
see, that's the
Thank
fat
you.
cell thing. Fat cells have
What?
memories.
Yep.
That's not what he's saying
That's
at
what
all.
he's saying. That's what he's saying.
100% what he's
Are
saying.
you
This is
turning it into
I
that?
believe this is a fat shaming joke.
You're turning it into that. He's just saying.
Okay. I'm reading too much into
Yes.
it. No. All right.
You're
He's
the one
just
making it into a fat
He's
joke.
just impressed with your memory.
Thank you.
I see.
All right.
What a strange tweet then. Now it makes no sense at all.
Right.
What do you mean? Why would I?
Yeah, move on.
From McPockets. The final straw for Putin will be if we start sending trains to Ukraine.
Well, remember, Joe already visited one time, the one secret visit where he had to take the train. They made a big deal about him taking the train because there was a secret Joe Biden meeting in Ukraine.
Right? Yep.
Okay, whatever.
Deplorable infidel. POTUS can call any retired general back to active duty. Just because they retire doesn't mean they're safe. Trump may call generals back just to try them for treason.
Oh, that would be fun.
I just don't think he will do
No,
that.
he's not going to.
They're all worried about his vindictiveness and his revenge factor.
Milley should be, though, that bastard.
He's a, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, for what he did behind Trump's back?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes, you could make a case for some of these guys. You really could.
And my father-in-law has.
Has he really?
Time and time again.
Is he back now?
Yeah.
He is back.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh,
Yeah.
good. So you guys can commiserate
He's
together.
not.
Although you don't need to. Was he pretty happy about the election?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Hey, Pat, I have an important call that I need you to take, please.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
All right. Hello. Welcome.
Hello? You're on the air, caller.
Doesn't sound like an important
Hello,
call.
Pat.
Oh, there he is.
Pat, are you there?
I'm here.
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Hello, caller. Go ahead. You're on.
Never listener and first-time caller. Actually, fourth-time caller.
Okay.
But I just wanted to ask you, I don't know if you saw that scientists are seeing did you see the thing about the engraving that's 1,800 years old?
Oh, yeah.
Declaring Jesus is God?
I
see
did.
that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, so they're saying this is the greatest discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's a mosaic that they found in Israel, and it was made by the Romans before Christianity was Roman. So it's a Roman thing made 1,800 years ago saying Jesus is God. Then they think that's, I mean, obviously they say this is the biggest discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls. And I wondered, when you made that mosaic, I thought you could mention this on your birthday. When you made that mosaic, what were you thinking?
See what he's trying to say.
No, I got it.
Is that I'm really old.
So there's also something that I'd like to a little on your birthday. I don't know if you know this, but George Albert Smith, who was a prophet, he said that right after like 1944, he said that there would be a nuclear attack that would take place on a holiday after a new president was elected, but before he took office. And the attack would involve the countries of the world: Europe, Germany, Hungary, Israel, Turkey, United States, and the Soviet Union. And I wanted to know, when you were 80 and he said that, did you think you could still be alive at this time?
See, this is another way of trying to say that I'm actually really, really old.
And at the same time, bringing us down.
And at the same time, what a birthday gift to bring us this particular news.
Block this number. Block this number.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Love you too.
I'm a little concerned about that prophecy you just said, though. That's a little bit.
I am too.
What the hell was that?
I don't like that. I've never heard that prophecy. I didn't know that.
I found that Jesus is God when I'm not looking up that other prophecy thing.
Wow.
What in the world? Stop
that one's new to me too.
Okay, you know what?
Apart from the old joke, it's chilling, isn't it?
It sure is.
You do your doomsday stuff between 9 and noon Eastern,
right.
sir.
That's 2 days in a row.
Right.
2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Stick to your own room.
Where is he, by the way? Is he gone again?
No,
is he
he's
out of
next
town
door.
Again? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just come in here?
Exactly what I said.
Because we saw him walk by and we quickly locked the door, but he outsmarted us.
All right. We still have lots of stuff to get to. We got this Supreme Court decision that just ruled in favor of an artist in Colorado because her religious sensibilities were violated. This is a really big landmark decision that is actually good news. And Steve Baker coming up next.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, let me tell you about Miracle Made. You know, traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. It's just ick. That's just nasty. Is it not?
Yes,
I mean, that's sick. That is sick. I can't sit on any public restroom toilet seat without putting down 4 inches of toilet paper on it first. Just nasty.
Really?
Yeah, it's icky. And then to think that your bed sheet might be worse than that. Not if you have Miracle Made sheets. They're self-cleaning antibacterial bedding, sheets, pillowcases, comforters. Prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth. They cut down your laundry by about 3 times. Here's what makes Miracle Made a game changer. Inspired by NASA, their sheets are silver-infused fabrics that keep you cool and at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the season. Plus, they're super soft and comfortable. They're like the 5-star sheets you get at a really nice hotel. So please try these out. They are absolutely worth it. Miracle Made sheets. Right now, go to trymiracle.com/Pat. You'll get over 40% off. 40% off. And you'll get a 3-piece towel set when you use the promo code Pat. Plus, save an additional 20%. Miracle Made is so confident in their product, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So upgrade your sleep right now. Trymiracle.com/Pat. That's trymiracle.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is Unleashed.
And welcome to Steve Baker, convicted felon Steve Baker.
Right.
Criminal.
We're a little nervous about his being in the same room with us right now.
You let me down,
He could
bro.
snap at any time and start parading.
Let
We've
me
seen
down.
that in the past.
Hey, where's the bailiff? Is he
Milling,
standing outside?
parading.
Yeah, no kidding. You let me down.
I let you down.
You let me down.
What did I
I
do?
thought you were going to fight this thing to the end.
We're still fighting.
Are you, though?
Yeah.
I feel like you're not.
Well, you pled guilty, right?
I did.
Yep. And but it's a misdemeanor.
Correct.
Is that right?
Right.
4 misdemeanors?
4 nonviolent misdemeanors.
Okay.
Including milling and,
and parading?
And parading.
Wow.
How do you get away with doing? Well, you didn't get away with it.
Yeah,
I didn't.
You. No, you didn't.
You didn't get away with it.
And now you've
Technically, I still might, actually.
You still might. Thank goodness. You must have been so relieved when Trump was elected.
Yeah, and that was a big part of the decision because my pretrial hearing was the morning after the election.
Right.
So my pretrial hearing was it was brutal. The judge really showed his intolerance. He showed that he
hates you.
Oh, he can't stand me. And of course his best buddy, is Merrick Garland. So it's not like my name hasn't been discussed. And so anyway, he showed that he was going to be completely inflexible in the trial. He dismissed all of our motions, denied, and then the most important motion that we had is we were requesting from the government discovery on the other 80 to 100 journalists that went through the building.
Right, and weren't charged with anything.
And weren't charged and have not been charged.
Right.
So we were demanding discovery, and the judge says, no, it's not necessary.
How does he prevent that? He can just decide arbitrarily what evidence can be introduced when it's. I mean, I know that he can rule on things that aren't relevant to the case, but that's pretty relevant to the case.
Pretty relevant, and he's the god of the courtroom, so he gets to
He can do
decide.
whatever he wants.
And he's got a lifetime appointment. He doesn't care.
Could you have requested a jury trial here?
I absolutely did not want a jury trial in D.C.
In
Oh, no,
D.C. Oh, in
D.C.
D.C., yeah.
95% of them voted for Harris. So.
That's true. That's a good point.
Not exactly a favorable jury pool.
Yeah.
So can they add charges to you now? Because I know when you gave your talking after you gave in and pled guilty. You stood in front of a sign that said "No standing, no loitering, no talking."
Right.
We're going to add some charges to you. Okay?
Scoff law.
Yeah, no. It's funny because that's where they do all the press conferences at the D.C. courthouse is right outside of that sign.
That's interesting.
Yep,
that is. That's amazing. So, are you pretty confident that Trump will fix this?
I'm very
for not just you, but thousands.
I'm very hopeful, and in fact, in my hearing last Tuesday, when the judge took my guilty pleas, he then actually said, well, I'm going to hazard to go ahead and give you the talk that I would normally give you in your sentencing hearing.
Oh, because you probably won't have it.
He said, because I'm probably not going to see you in March.
What a
the
bastard.
judge said that.
Piece of crap.
What a
Wow.
bastard.
So then he proceeded to dress me down and,
For what?
Oh.
For what?
Yeah, this is the big news.
Yeah.
The judge made a serious unforced error in his chastisements of me that day.
Oh.
So he criticized none of my behavior, none of the milling, none of the parading, or he criticized none of the things that they lied about and said that I did that I didn't do. But what he did criticize me of, and this is amazing, he actually said it. He said he admonished me for my remarks in my journalism about weaponized Department of Justice and the bias of the court. Which means he's had somebody, one of his clerks or somebody who's been watching my social media feed or the published articles here at the Blade, or he has.
Wave at the camera right now.
But we had a federal judge in a D.C. district court criticize me criticizing the government.
Wow.
And when we release the transcript of this, it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah. Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, good.
That's amazing.
You got cocky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
So how long has this been? Is it 2 years that this has been going on for you?
No, it's 3.5 years.
It's 3.5.
Yeah, they first the FBI first contacted me.
So it started in 21.
Yeah, July of 21 is when they first contacted me. Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
You're never going to get all that pain.
No, you don't get that
back.
back. I mean, this has been no doubt a big stress in your life, right? So,
look, I'm not going to overstate it. Yeah, it's been a hell of a lot of stress. But there's so many more that have gone through so much more. And I mean, just here in Texas, after the election, on the 12th, so a week after the election, a Austin man who has cancer, who lost his son in a motorcycle accident a couple of years ago. They were at the Capitol together, who did no violence. They went into the Capitol. They swatted him for the same 4 misdemeanors. So a guy going through cancer treatments right now got swatted and arrested last week at his home in Austin.
Incredible.
They're still doing it.
They're still doing it.
It's unbelievable.
After they lost
the election. This just happened.
Yeah.
But Trump is the vindictive one, right? He's the one seeking revenge on his political enemies. Right. Are you kidding me?
No, I don't understand how. Look,
I don't know.
I don't care how liberal you are, how leftist you are, whatever. You can't look at that and internally believe that that's okay.
Yeah, you can't.
And believe that we're not an occupied nation at this point.
And if you are okay with that, you have a seared conscience.
No kidding.
Really despicable. It really is.
61 days.
So pretty confident that you'll be pardoned, right? You think that's going to happen from Trump?
We're hopeful. I mean, we have obviously there's a lot of people working on this. Will
there be jail time if he doesn't?
For me? Oh, yeah. No, this judge hates me.
Yeah.
No, and he's got some evidence that in his history of adjudicating over 100 J6 cases, which, by the way, no acquittals. So,
out of 100,
out of over 100, acquittal. Not one acquittal.
Oh my God!
So we all hope that by sunset on January 20th, Trump has responded to all of this. But what is your day that you would have to go back for sentencing if you don't?
March 6th. That's my sentencing hearing date.
I mean, Trump's going to have a couple other things to take care of, so maybe you're on the back burner.
I think this will be pretty close to the top of the list. I mean, he's got to do this.
In his Mar-a-Lago meeting that the big celebration he had last week there, he opened the meeting by playing that J6 song that went to the number 1 on the
nice.
on the Spotify Apple charts.
Good sign.
Right.
That's how he was DJ. He DJ'd it and opened the celebration with that song.
Interesting.
So we all kind of took that as a signal.
Yeah,
that,
it's top of mind for him.
Yeah,
anyway.
Right.
Well, that's great. All right.
That is.
So in your travels, you've been checking out the devastated areas from the hurricanes.
Yeah.
Right? What have you seen lately? How are these communities recovering?
Well, I spent 3 full weeks up there. I was embedded with the Savage Freedoms Project at their base camp in Swannanoa, and then I've been back a couple of times since just for a couple of quick visits. Well, on my way here to Dallas, I decided to do a full drive-through because Interstate 40 is still closed, so you can't get from North Carolina to Tennessee any longer on 40 because of the washouts everywhere.
It's still closed.
And so, but you can get. They've opened some windy mountain roads, so I decided to go that route, even though it would take me a couple hours longer, to get here. But I did that on purpose, and as I was winding through these, 2-lane hairpin turn mountain, roads, and then down into the valleys where people live near the rivers.
Of the beauty of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Look, it's unbelievable. But this is what's maddening. So not only do you see the tent cities and communities down there, as it's now below freezing every night and starting to snow up there in the mountains
6 inches on the ground this morning.
6 inches. Yeah. Wow. And not only do you see that, because these people are not going to leave their property because they're afraid it's going to be taken away from them.
It will.
And we can get into that more deeply if we had the time. But this is what angers me beyond description, is the fact that in that 2-hour drive through those windy mountain roads, you know how many FEMA trailers I saw?
I'm going to guess 0.
0. You know how many National Guard troops I saw? How many National Guard vehicles I saw?
Carry the one.
You got to
0.
Did you carry the one?
I did.
Okay, well then you got the correct answer.
Okay.
So this is
wow.
This is exactly
wow.
No, this
and is this all Trump territory?
Oh yeah, of course.
Because
it's all Trump territory.
It is substantiated now from multiple sources.
Yep.
That this is not an isolated incident. That they do avoid the Trump fans. That these people get skipped and they don't get helped.
And they are being punished right now. They're being punished by their own governor because their governor could be requesting these resources, but the governor could be deploying the National Guard troops. He has command over those. This is Governor Roy Cooper.
He's the one that was talking about these people don't need to get their property back.
No, that's exactly right. He said some of these people are just going to have to accept the fact that they're just going to probably have to, leave their generational, multi-generational property and never go back. I mean, he said that with his outside voice.
Yeah.
Insane. By the way, with the cold weather arriving there, I mean, there is a warehouse where you can send, gloves and hats and coats and all that
warm weather clothing,
warm weather gear,
which they need really badly.
The great charity there, taking your stuff. 850 Warren Wilson Road, Swannanoa, North Carolina 287.
Can we post that on Twitter?
Sure thing. Yeah. But this has been vetted through close friends of ours who are on the ground there. I mean, this warehouse is located right there in the epicenter of this madness.
So where are the people staying? They're not in their homes, right?
Well, there's thousands that are being put up by FEMA in hotels.
Okay,
and FEMA, I don't know if you saw it or not, but they have delivered one prefab home so far.
Oh, okay.
One. Oh, it was in the news.
One?
Oh, yeah.
It's not zero.
No, they delivered one prefab home up there.
Gosh.
Oh
my gosh.
It's estimated right now that somewhere between 107 and 120,000 homes were either damaged or completely wiped out of existence.
That's probably low.
Yeah, and then and this is amazing.
Wow.
This is from North Carolina's own stats. $60 billion worth of damage. Over 6,000 miles of damaged roads.
Yeah.
Wow.
And your tax dollars going, when they go to FEMA, are going to these illegal alien projects and all this good stuff, but we can't even so much as build, replace each of these tents with the trailers. You have the money. It's just absolutely
despicable. It really is. All right, let me tell you about our show merchandise. If you like this show, you're going to love the merchandise that we have for you and for the show, and we want you to take advantage of it. So please, can we go to where skip down to where shopblazemedia.com. That's where you go. I can never remember the address because we've changed it so many times. shopblazemedia.com. Check out everything from our Burr I'm Cold sweaters and T-shirts to the Pat Gray hats and beanies, the throwback Glenn and Pat T-shirts, and so much more. And then everybody else's shows and their merchandise. You can get that all at shopblazemedia.com. Get it today. Check out my merchandise as well as everybody else's. shopblazemedia.com.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
So I think you can still donate at mercury1.org too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So all of the proceeds go to where you intend it to go, and that's to the relief for these people who've
and JP's heading over there to assess the houses areas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he posted that on social media.
Yeah, right now he's headed?
He's posted it like at the beginning of the week. So
okay.
So I mean, they're absolutely on the ground.
Yes,
boots on the ground.
Yeah.
So between the Keith placed hands on or hearts. What's it called?
Hearts with hands.
Hearts with hands. Mm-hmm. I knew it was Hearts with Hands.
Yeah, Samaritan's Purse has been there en masse. They've been great. You see them everywhere. They have their distinctive T-shirts and. They've been great. Obviously, Mercury One, Savage Freedoms Project, led by Adam Smith, which is a bunch of former Special Forces guys that are down there doing great work. Now they're into the rebuilding phase, so they're helping build homes.
In your travels, were you able to see that road that the West Virginia guys built for the residents in North Carolina?
No, I actually interviewed a guy on camera, though. We hope to release that soon. That he was in a boot for his he had broke his leg in the in the storm, and his home was completely washed down the river. He completely lost everything, and I interviewed him at an early polling place, and this is what he said. He said, yeah, so he lived right there in that town. And he said that the state said it would take them 6 to 8 months to rebuild that road.
Right.
The West Virginia miners rebuilt it in 3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, probably not up to code.
Oh, no, it's not. But and that's what he said. But he said we can drive on it.
Right.
It's open. We can get back and forth.
It's incredible. It's incredible because they were going to have the Army Corps of Engineers come and assess it. And that was going to be weeks or months down the road, and then they were going to assess it.
Get it open.
And then they were going to bring in the build people. And it was going to take 6 months to a year for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys did it in 3 days.
Yeah.
We've lost the
incredible
thought from the government that, we need to just get it open.
Yeah.
And then we'll go.
Right.
Let's stop the flow.
I mean, does it have to be paved and beautiful with the white line down the middle of it?
At some point.
At some point.
But not now.
But not right now. Let people get back to their homes. How about that?
We need to be able to traverse the area.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What about the environmental study? Did we get the environmental study done?
We didn't.
We did not.
We did not.
We got some dead animals.
Yeah, right. There probably are dead animals.
Yeah. Gosh darn it. Oh,
I bet some moles or maybe some gerbils died. Wild gerbils, some squirrels. Yeah.
Yeah, those special North Carolina turtles. I don't want to forget them.
Thank you.
You don't. And no turtle tunnels were built
No,
for
they
them.
weren't.
So who knows how many turtles have been squished in the meantime.
And by the way, coming up in overtime today, I don't know if you want to play this or not, but we always hear about the people that will record in their car that heard a story about someone who had their kid taken, et cetera, et cetera. We actually have a woman who details, and I only pulled about 7 minutes of almost a half an hour of this sad story. And so you will hear directly from a mom who had her kid taken by government officials because she can't provide a stable place there, which is not accurate. You'll see. It's just
incredible.
Madness what is happening inside this country.
I will say there is some good news, though. I wanted to share this with you so that you do still have some hope. Out of all the stories we hear every day, this one finally has a happy ending. Remember the Colorado baker who finally finally won the decision in his decade-long fight against these idiots, these freaks who were trying to shut him down because he wouldn't do gay cakes or whatever the deal was. Well, Colorado has now agreed to pay over $1.5 million for violating the First Amendment rights of a graphic designer who took her case all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. The court ruled that the state can't compel Lori Smith and her design studio to create art that violates her religious beliefs. So she was creating websites for people's weddings.
Yeah.
And people were insisting that she do their gay wedding. And she didn't want to. And so they were trying to force her to do it. Why don't you go to a different designer?
That whole mindset is
It's because of their agenda. They're just trying to hurt
especially
religious
with the baker.
people.
Do you know what you call compelled labor?
Right. Seems like slaves.
Yeah.
Slavery?
Carry the one.
Slavery?
Carry the
Okay,
one.
Slavery.
Yeah, that's
right. That's what it is. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So anyway, this is some good news. That the Supreme Court ruled properly, and that's because it's that crazy, nutty, super conservative Supreme Court.
That's why we need to pack the court.
That's why. Yeah, we need 15 justices, all of them liberal, all of them. All right, tell me about the Bill Clinton clip we still have here left over.
Oh, Bill Clinton's going to tell us about when we're going to get a female president. See if you can follow this.
Okay.
My man.
Do you think part of the issue is that America is just not ready for a female president?
Maybe. I think in some ways we've moved to the right as a reaction to all the turmoil. Yeah, I think if Hillary had been nominated in 2008, she would have walked in just like Obama did.
Has the country changed?
Still bitter.
Well, I think all these cultural battles we're fighting make it harder in some ways for a woman to win.
So you think it has more to do with party than gender?
No.
Uh-oh. Wait, what?
Although I think it would probably be easier for a conservative Republican woman to win.
Than a Democrat woman.
Because
then it's not about women, is it? It's not about gender.
No, it is not.
That's what Maggie Thatcher did. But I still think we'll have a female president pretty soon.
You do?
I do.
How soon? Within your lifetime?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know how long I'm going to live. You're asking an old man that question.
Okay. So did you get all that?
He thinks both ways. It's not going to happen, and it is going to happen.
You know what I took out of that whole thing?
Sense. Yeah.
He's still wearing a wedding ring. Why?
Why indeed? Why indeed?
Awesome.
Because he's married.
Is he? In the words of Jeff Fisher, is he?
I'll tell you why he still wears it, because Hillary makes him.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Probably.
But he just described, a Republican conservative could win as a woman, but not. So aren't you saying then it's about ideology, not gender?
Ding, 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 ding.
These people are unbelievable. Also, Jay Leno had a bad day, huh?
Oh, no.
Did he get hurt again?
Yes, he's less coordinated with me than me. Just saying something, but we don't have time for that.
Oh, we don't?
Because you'll want to see this entire report.
I mean, Jay's in his 70s now or something, right? So
yeah.
Oh, he's got to be. Yeah, he's got to be at least 70.
What are you looking at me for?
Well, how could you be the same as Jay?
Because
you're a lot younger.
So you're saying he has the excuse of being old.
What's your excuse?
Well, hold on. I'm old as well, but not quite. Yes, I'm just uncoordinated.
All
right. That's just simple uncoordination with me. For Jay, I think it's uncoordination and age. Yes, you're right. But man, he looks.
Didn't he
rough.
catch on fire or something?
Yes, he
He
did.
goes through all of these injuries.
Yeah.
He has
and
gone
his wife's
through
really sick now. I mean, he's had some tough days.
What's wrong with his wife?
I think she has. She's suffering from Alzheimer's.
Oh no, really?
He's been taking care of her. That's what my understanding was. I mean, I'm sure he
dementia.
I'm sure he has do people, but
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, dementia.
You need do people.
Yeah, you do.
That's a hard situation.
God.
Really hard.
Oh, that's a happy note.
Yeah, they're not happy. That's fun.
Darn, we don't have time for the video either. Gosh darn it, let's feel worse.
We don't.
All right, we've got overtime coming up, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow. And next week we're actually on vacation, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you guys are. I'm going to be filling in for Glenn, who's actually on vacation.
Oh, Steve, look at that. The bailiff is out there waiting for you.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
Scurry along.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.